Today, I want to talk about glass mouse pads. They're a really hot topic and everyone seems to be sharing their opinions on them. So today I wanted to share my thoughts on them after using them on and off for 3 months. Do I think they're for everyone? Let's find out. I actually have with me 6 mouse pads on my desk. I'll show it to you with my camera. I got the Super Glide, Pulsar's glass pad, Sky Pad, Project Arctica, GameSense, Wraith Pad, and then also the TJ Serapad Kin. These were all, except for the GameSense, kindly provided by Lethal Gaming Gear. So if you want to support the channel and are considering any of these mouse pads, remember to use code MANGO at checkout. But with that being said, let's actually talk about glass mouse pads. Why are they so interesting these days? Well, I think it's because everyone is concerned with mouse pad wear. And moreover, they are also very intrigued by the concept of having as fast of glide as possible. There have been glass mouse skates, but honestly, they were not worth reviewing because I was not impressed with them at all. These, however, are extremely impressive, but they're not for everyone. A lot of people have been using them, but it really is dependent on your use case to get the most out of it. They do vary in price from around 65 bucks all the way up to like 120, 130 bucks. So it's a serious investment. And is it for everybody? That's where I don't really know. Well, it's not that I don't know, it's that I do know, but I don't know if you're gonna enjoy what I have to say, which is no, it's not for everyone. I think that it's going to be for a certain set of people. And it's because of that and the fact that I don't fit into that mold why I have not been able to consistently use these mouse pads for a month. It has been very difficult for me to want to use them consistently. And that's because I enjoy tactical FPS shooters, specifically CSGO and Valorant. If you're someone who enjoys Call of Duty, you enjoy Overwatch, you enjoy Fortnite, you enjoy Halo, and those are your primary games, then mouse pads like these really do have a serious advantage as you're able to consistently move your mouse across the mouse pad without needing to worry about slowing down due to friction, etc. To help illustrate the point of why I think that these glass pads are great for tracking FPS games, I'm gonna just dive right into a Halo game of SWAT so that you can see just how I perform on it without even warming up. It is genuinely impressive for me. And frankly speaking, I really enjoy SWAT. So this is a great surface for that kind of game style where you're running and gunning in comparison to more tactical FPS games, but we'll get to that in a moment. Okay, I'm not gonna frag out. Watch this. Two already. Oh my God. Oh, dude, I'm not sorry, bro. That was just too good. All right, I'll take that, bro. That's a W. So, as you can see, using the glass, I was able to hit 25 and 11, which isn't great for my standards in SWAT, but I'm literally carrying. So, since the games go to 50 rounds. So this is the context where it makes sense. Tracking-based games where you need to be flicking, you be swinging your arm around, like let's say you're playing like COD, you're playing Overwatch, you're playing Apex, where you gotta be very reactive, very fast. This is where it shines. But if you're someone who predominantly plays TAC FPS games, then this is gonna have a huge learning curve, and it is really going to shine your flaws in the way you aim your mouse. If you don't have clean, like horizontal or vertical movement of your mouse, or you don't have that like 90 to 100% level of control over your mouse when you're gaming, then this is going to become a challenging mouse pad surface to use. And that's what my experience has been. Since I do not have perfect aim, nor am I like someone who's an aim trainer obsessively, even though I dabble in it, I've found that the imperfections of my aim really come to show when using these mouse pads. And it's because of that that I get discouraged from using it for long periods of time, hence why I've been using them on and off for the past 3 months. I'm gonna now illustrate what exactly it is that causes my frustration when using glass pads. Not particularly the Super Glide, basically all of them when I'm playing these more precise gunplay type games. It comes down to the amount of times my aim is shaky, and whiffing shots is super frustrating. And this is gonna hopefully illustrate that, unfortunately. Okay. Aim was a little wiggly there, but I got it. I'm going to be referring to whenever I whiffed as my aim being wiggly, because the thing with these glass pads is, you know, you can have the most easy start to your swipes, but when you want to stop, that's where it's like, ugh. Anyways. What am I doing? What the? That's what I'm talking about. No! It's too wiggly! Yeah, this is where the frustration does start accumulating over time for longer periods of gaming. That's why it's been hard to, you know, sit down and be like, all right, 30 days, I'm going to be using this and committing to it. But I mean, it might be worth trying. I think it's really good, again, for the application, you know, working on your aim and making it cleaner and less wiggly, as in like reducing the amount of overcorrecting, undercorrecting you're doing when swiping your hands. But it is a area of weakness for this mouse pad. No! You see that? I got the frags, but it was hella wiggly. Or like over-undercorrecting. I'm just like going all over the place. But, you know, I mean, I enjoy the experience. I think that when it comes to flicking, quick flicks, dude, if you hit them, it is just so much more satisfying. But that's not guaranteed. And you need to have really good aim in order to have that level of success when flicking. So it's really good as an aim trainer device. But if you want to main this, then get ready to use it for the long haul, because it's going to take you quite some time to truly adapt to this. And that's what it's like playing Valorant with glass pads. This isn't really a problem with just the Super Glide pad. It's with all glass pads, my frustration that is. It's a me thing, not the glass thing, but you know, you got to know what kind of games you really want to play to get the most out of it right out of the box. If you want to play CS or Val, you are going to have a lengthy learning curve, and you may not want to commit to it. So maybe you're thinking that you're just bad and that's why you aren't able to perform. Well, I'm going to now play some custom deathmatch in CS, and we're going to compare my glass pad performance to non-glass pad performance. So let's get into it. So in 10 minutes, I have achieved 62 kills and 76 deaths. So let's now see what it's like when I get rid of the glass pad. Mind you, I did do a little bit of warming up with this mouse pad by accidentally playing a team deathmatch in Valorant. But yeah, now I'm going to be just playing directly on my SteelSeries QCK mouse pad. And let's see how I perform for the next 10 minutes. So let's get to it. Now that I'm done playing with the cloth pad, I found that I hit 69 frags with the QCK versus the 62 on the glass pad. Yeah, that's a 7 kill difference, but it is bigger than that when it comes to my comfortability when it came to fragging and precisely aiming in those situations. I found that, again, I was able to swipe the mouse more comfortably on this surface. I was able to position myself, correct my recoil, etc., far more comfortably with the cloth pad in comparison to the glass. That is a huge difference, and it really does come into play when you are in these high stress situations in comparison to tracking games, which is basically constant stress and constantly tracking everything around you. Now, something interesting to mention is they do not all have the same feeling texture. Some of these mouse pads are a little faster and some are slower. So let's talk about that. As far as the fastest experience goes, I think that's by far SkyPad. They have made something like super slippery. It's so fast, you gotta be real comfortable with your aim to actually get the most out of the pad. Or else you're just gonna be tilted 24/7, whiffing shots because you're like either overcorrecting or undercorrecting, etc. Then there comes Super Glide. Their mouse pad is on the faster side, frankly. Then there's GameSense's glass mouse pad. Then we get into the more controlled territory from what I feel, which would be the Wraith Cosmic mousepad, which I have in purple. I actually really like that color. It's pretty neat. And then I would consider the TJ Suripad King. That mousepad has a nice balance of control in comparison to the other 4 that I've mentioned so far. And then lastly, I would say Project Arctica. That is the weirdest, stickiest surface of a glass. It's fascinating what they've done. it sticks to your hand. So you also get that translated when you swipe your mouse over it, because it just has a really interesting feeling. It's very much control, but it may not be what you think it is if you're someone who uses control pads in general. Though I would definitely consider it, since it is on the more like economical side at 65 bucks. It's the cheapest pad of them all, and it is also the smallest. But if you want to get something super controlled in the glass space, this would be your best bet. But if you want a little bit less of a weird stickiness feel, then there's the Wraith pad. But overall, glass surfaces are really interesting. And it's because of that, it's hard to say that after my 3 months of using them that I feel comfortable recommending it. I will be trying to challenge myself to use them for 30 days straight. Shout out to Optimum Tech and whoever else has made such content, because it's not easy to really tell whether or not these are going to be worth it long term for me and my playing style. But I do see that if you're not someone who plays tracking based FPS games primarily, I think that this is still worth it if you want to improve your aim. If you think your aim is not great, this is literally like a weight trainer, because it really forces you to have those muscle movements down to a T. You cannot be like just overcorrecting here and there, because you will screw up so hard that you will basically get like shot at and die most rounds if you don't have that good precision in your aim. So in that context, as a weight trainer type device, yeah, I think that you could totally use this and get better when converting over back to like control mouse pads, as this does act like a super slippery surface that you need to be able to refine your muscle movements. If, however, you want an advantage, that's where it is better suited for those tracking-based games where it's all about tracking, and this gives you the least amount of friction in order to hit those targets that are moving. And then on top of that, if you're someone like me who is sweaty, I would definitely consider you watch my sleeves video where I talk about the sleeves that I use so far. And I highly recommend you do wear a sleeve when using glass mouse pads, because when your hands and arms get more humid and sticky, they will just straight up stick to the mouse pad. It's literally not a matter of if, but when. So that is something to be cognizant of. Overall, do I recommend it so far? I think the one that's more value oriented, so like the Wraith pad, might be worth it. I think the rest of them are absolutely worth it if you are interested in that type of surface experience for tracking based games. Then yeah, you can totally like just pwn noobs with these surfaces. I'll have a more thorough tier list coming soon with the mouse pads that I've tried and any others that come my way. But so far, these are my thoughts on glass mouse pads. Do I think they're worth it? Yes, but with a few asterisks. So overall, if you are interested in these surfaces, you're definitely going to need to complement it with some kind of arm sleeve. So click this video to check out my review on my favorite sleeves so far. This has been Mango Talks Tech. Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this type of content, more chill one-on-one, me just chatting with you tech stuff, and share this with your homies. Okay, see ya.